Edwards on the drive, goes inside the scoops it up. Booker brings the boom.
Talking NBA playoffs, the Hardwood Show's back. Two-man booth here on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel. We got T-Wolves. We've got the Thunder tonight. Game 2. We will be breaking down, talking all things DraftKings, bets, DFS Showdown. Got the man, the myth, the legend, Big T in the house. Big T, we got an awesome game from last night to discuss, and then obviously bringing it in to game 2. How you feeling after last night's crazy ending to a great game?
Yeah, I mean, just a freaking awesome game the whole way. And even from the first quarter, like the first Pacers started like 9 for 9 or something. The Knicks were making shots. Brunson and Halliburton are just freaking awesome how they create everything for their team. Cat was amazing. You talked about that on the show. It was just a great game all the way around. And the good part is, I think the whole series is going to be like this. It's just these teams are so equally matched with like their pieces and stuff that I just really don't see anything other than this game going either a really good 6 games or 7 games where they're all competitive. I mean, could Indiana win in 6 at home? Yeah, I think they'll all be competitive though. And just a freaking awesome game. And we see another comeback out of nowhere that looked like, I mean, they were up 14 with two and a half left, up 9, I think, with under a minute left. And of all people, Aaron Nesmith, the Aaron Nesmith game, who Aaron Nesmith's been amazing in these playoffs. I always liked him in Boston. He was just an athlete, though. Like, he wasn't anything other than an athlete. And now this dude's just turning into freaking Reggie Miller at the end of games, just spraying shots, which was insanely annoying from the Showdown perspective as far as DFS, because everything went, I would say, pretty perfect according to our script, where the 3 studs all did what they needed to do. Cat 60, Halliburton almost 60, Brunson
57
like
and 58. Like, they were super close, and like 57 and 60. Yeah, they were
the cheap
really
guys did what they needed to do. Obi was good, TJ was good, Thomas Bryant did enough, Campaign did enough. Basically everything was within range of the projections. But then what got me was just Nesmith. He ends up, I mean, he gets 42 and a half points, hits all those threes. I don't think he was, I mean, he was at like 12 or 15 in the second half.
He scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. So like
all
not
those
20
point bonuses too. Like, I mean,
right.
just he had 8 threes in the game. What is it? A half point for a
it's
three?
3.5 for a 3.
What is it? Yeah.
3.
So I mean, an
5,
extra half though for the, like, so if he had 20, you're adding another 4 for the threes. I mean, this dude just nuked. I didn't actually look at what I did look at what the winner was, because our boy Third and Schlong took one of the worst beats I've ever seen. I don't even know if you saw this. He was up. He was winning 5 figures, 10 or 12K. I think twice. He had 2 shares of it, right? So 20 grand. And Halliburton just hands the ball to Cat, who gets a free steal, and Halliburton gets a turnover. So what, a 3-point swing, literally for no reason. There was 0.2 left. So Cat captain actually passed Nesmith captain, which Third and Schlong had Nesmith captain. Well, it was down to like $600. It was a $20,000 swing. I would have broken. You talk about me not getting mad. If that happened to me, I would have been officially mad, because that was brutal.
So a $20,000 swing is what would get you over the edge, really?
No,
Tony?
not the swing. The fact that Halliburton literally handed him the ball, it just said, "Here's a steal."
I will say, though, the Nesmith captains ran pretty pure to even get there.
Pure. But
so,
I mean, you can't debate. There's no debate. Like, and the worst part is the announcer. I think it was Reggie or whoever. He's like,
it was Reggie and
hand
Van
him the
Gundy.
ball. He
Yeah.
said, watch him just hit it. And he did, and then he shot it. I was like, oh my God. It was
Unbelievable.
brutal.
It was crazy though, because I do think we broke the game down pretty good. Because remember when we were talking and you were like, Cat hasn't gotten over 40 something, all playoffs or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I don't care, just bump him up. And then you were like, so we're gonna bump Brunson, we're gonna bump Cat, we're gonna bump Halliburton. And I'm like, yeah, perfect. Like, let's just bump these guys and Josh Hart, who I forget what he ended up scoring. He was good. He wasn't good enough to be on the winner though, because of the Neesmith went nuts, and I forget all three studs ended up kind of going nuke. So it took away those kind of overpriced mid-tier guys like Josh Hart to be on the winner. But
I mean, they were still where everybody was where they needed to be, honestly, except for Miles Turner was. I mean, Miles Turner wasn't that far off either, but he was a little lower.
But Miles Turner, like, he started off insanely hot. Like, he started off so hot. And I was like, oh, man, if you don't have Miles Turner, you might just be fucked off the get-go, like, the way he's starting off here. And then he completely cooled down, like, in the second. But that game, Tony, like, this series, it's going to be the opposite of the series we're going to talk about tonight. Like, from a fantasy perspective, we're going to get some really fun games. You might not like it sometimes. You might think there's not enough defense or whatever, but it's just the way the style of play is with the Pacers. They're going to give you fun fantasy games because they're just going to speed it up and they're going to go fast. And I noticed, like, the one thing from the first quarter, which we knew Rick Carlisle was going to play a bunch of guys and stuff like that. But one thing I noticed was Aaron Nesmith's effect defensively. Even though Jalen Brunson was amazing and he was great and stuff like that, when Aaron Nesmith came out of that game in the beginning, their defense went way down. The Knicks went on like big runs to get a lead going into like that second quarter and a little bit through that second quarter. I'm like, man, like, Aaron Nesmith is needed in this series. He cannot get in foul trouble. He is a massive part to this game. Now, I didn't know anything about like the threes like that. That's a totally different conversation. But his impact on defense, even though you're going to say like Jalen Brunson was cooking, he had 40, he was great and stuff like that. But Aaron Nesmith's a huge part of that team defensively, and it's going to show throughout the series. I think in some games he's going to unfortunately get in more foul trouble, but like that's gonna swing games. I think is he's like the X factor that even I didn't like see coming in from like a real life basketball perspective, not a fantasy perspective. I don't think he's like gonna be the X factor game in and game out, but from a real life perspective, I think he is their X factor in this series just because of him having to deal with Brunson all game.
Yeah, I mean, he was, and what right away when Brunson would see TJ on him, I mean, TJ was just an absolute traffic cone out there compared to Nesmith, and Brunson knew
TJ got his licks in offensively. He got
TJ
multiple.
was fine. He just on defense, he just has no chance. Like, and he shouldn't. Like, let's face it, he shouldn't have a chance against Brunson. So it is what the craziest part. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, Sylvester. Woo!
I'll let you do with what hat? What does that even mean?
Keep that hat on, Big T. Keep that hat on, baby.
Mine's tight. I just got it cut the other day. What do you mean?
He's telling you keep that. What he's telling you is you should keep that hat on.
Taking it off now. Screw you, Sylvester Payne. I'll put my hair up there. Look at that. That's a tight cut. Get out of there. That's a tight cut. How many times
has JSU gotten one over on Big T when it comes to haircuts? I'll tell you.
That thing is fresh right there. Look at that thing. That is fresh. Get out of here, Sylvester Payne.
It's rolling back.
See, like Sylvester, there you go. You didn't think I had it underneath there. There we go. That's a fresh cut.
That line's rolling back like LeBron. That's all I'm going to say about that one. That line's rolling back like your goat. What's the cut?
The whole night to me though was Brunson had 43. He only had 48.75 fantasy points. He only had 5.5 other things. How's that even possible?
I mean, Aaron Nesmith had 30 or whatever, and he only had like 41 or 42 or something like that. It's just
Yeah, but,
crazy.
I mean, he's literally not going to do anything besides a block here and there, a steal here
True.
and there, and some points.
True, I
Brunson's
guess.
got to at least get some other, like a couple assists and some other stuff.
I mean, he was just, yeah. It's not like
43 and 40. How can you have 43 points and not even 50 fantasy when the ball's in your hand?
Honestly, though, if you ask me a player that could do stuff like that, it would be someone like Jalen Brunson. Like, he's known for getting buckets. Like, that's what he does. Honestly, I'm surprised you like Jalen Brunson because he's a guy I feel like you wouldn't like in general because he shoots
I don't
the
like
ball.
that. I just love his footwork. Like his footwork's just perfect. I respect it from a basketball side. Like it's just, I feel like he should suck. Put it that way. He's like a college player in my mind. When he was at Villanova, I never dreamed he would be good in the NBA. He's a college player. He's undersized. He's a winner. I never dreamed. So I think he earned my respect as well. I don't like how he shoots that much, but his footwork, he should never be able to score. He's not athletic. He's getting guarded by people like Nesmith. How should he ever be able to score on Nesmith? Nesmith is an absolute specimen. Like
he's a specimen for sure.
He's insane.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Nesmith always had the defensive traits too.
Harris is making fun of me. It's a tough crew. I'm putting the hat back on. They're being mean to me.
Yes, Rick.
Rick made me do it. I'm putting it back on. They're being mean to me.
Hey, Sam's got your back.
Thank you, Sam.
Crew. He's got your back right there, Big T.
Thanks, Bob.
That's all right, Sam. You're not even my number one Boban dryer. I like the other ones better, Sam. Not even number one. You're like 2 or 3. However many there are. I'm not sure. There might be 3. So I like the other ones better. But back to the game here for a second, Big T. So 14-point, I think it was 14-point lead, like 2.5 minutes left. Pretty much the game in most people's eyes were over.
Sam called your bluff. See, that's disrespectful. Sam, get him on my side.
I think Ryan is one of them. Ryan is definitely one name. You're calling me out, so tell me, is Ryan one? I'm pretty sure Ryan's one. That's all I'm gonna say. Ryan, I got you if you're out there. But so the 14-point lead, Tony, we have seen like crazy fourth quarter collapses. Was that the craziest one in this playoffs? Because we've seen multiple, and the Pacers have been a part of a ton. So have the Knicks, honestly, though. How many times did we say the Knicks weren't the better team in a game for 3.5 quarters of the game, and then they end up winning the game, right? Against the Pistons, we said it how many times? Against the Celtics, we said it how many times? Well, this was like justice to me. After being not on the Knicks side for so long, finally the Knicks lost a game they should have won. It feels like justice, Tony. I feels like my coffee went down so smooth today. Not because I'm totally against the Knicks winning. It's just like they've screwed me so many times when I felt like they shouldn't have won the game. And then Jalen Brunson pulls out this fourth quarter heroics, and Karl Anthony Towns is shooting over the backboard and it's going in and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there like, finally the Knicks got a taste of what it feels like to be the better team and lose in a meltdown fashion.
Yeah, and this is the third time the Pacers have done it in this playoffs where was it the craziest? I guess it was the craziest because of the stage, but man, we've seen a lot of these, and I'm starting to get on the side of the coaches when I've always in the past been like, you just pull your guys, it's over. Like when you shouldn't really pull your guys until the game's officially over now, because these teams keep blowing games. It's like you can't blow a game like that, and it was freaking crazy. And the thing about all these comebacks, it's literally one shot. Like if Nesmith misses one of these threes and they just secure the rebound, everything's different. It's just that he just keeps making them, and then they'll get like a random steal or a miss and the other team always helps you out by just throwing the ball away and doing all because the Knicks almost turned it over the other play. He threw it in, and Harder, whoever slipped, and they almost got it that play, but they got lucky that he He got it. I kind of wish the game, it would have been an even more signature moment if the big toe didn't graze the line of Halliburton, because that would have been a sweet finish. He was like in the middle.
Bro,
He could have tied it.
He's
He
doing the
circles
Reggie
back
Miller.
out. Even Amber was like, did he really just go back outside from an
No.
open shot?
Wait a second, Tony. He did that in one of the other big comebacks that they had. So listen to these 3 comebacks. Milwaukee, Indiana, 34.7 seconds left. Milwaukee's up 7. Indiana wins that game. Indiana, Cleveland. Cleveland's up 7 with 46.7 seconds left. Indiana wins that game. And what did he do in that game, Tony? Do you remember that 3? What did he do? He went down. He came back. He wanted the 3. He wanted to end them.
It wasn't quite the same, though. I agree with you, but it wasn't quite. This was even more dramatic. But yes,
my point is,
for it.
He wanted to end them. He didn't want the 2. He didn't want the
choke.
He wanted the choke. Exactly.
He had that thing ready. He had it on cue.
And then this one was a 9-point lead with 52.5 seconds left, and the Pacers win this game. Unbelievable.
When Halliburton's aggressive, though, I mean, they can beat anyone. It's when he's passive that, I mean, when he's so good when he could have had 20. He's going to have a 20 assist game in this series. Mark me down.
Well, so after the first quarter, were you worried? Because Halliburton didn't really do much in the first quarter. TJ was playing good. It felt like they were getting kind of like what we were talking about. And then all of a sudden, Hallie comes out and he starts getting aggressive. And I was like, oh shit. And he scored some fantasy points really fast in that second quarter. And I was like, oh, he's making a comeback now. Here he comes.
I'm writing it down, Sam. It's going in there. Yeah.
Right.
I've learned my lesson with Halliburton. I just don't ever get down because he does this. He'll just go, and all of a sudden you'll look, he's at 12. You look again, he's at 38. It's like, how in the world did he just go to 38 that quick? Crazy.
Yeah, it was fast too. So, yeah, what a game. It was an awesome game.
I've only put you got on me. That was still my funniest part of the show yesterday when you called me out about the dope pad. You said I rewrote it. I'm adding one of mine in, though. Sam told me Halliburton will get 20 assists in this series.
So this is one funny thing. So JSU, I might be wrong sometimes, but every series I'm like, put it down. You know what I mean? Mark my words, blah, blah, blah. Big T. We've been through how many fucking series now where we've been on these shows? Finally, this man is going to write something down.
To me. You got to get me. It's on there now.
Unbelievable.
Halliburton will get 20 assists in a game. It's on there. I put Curry. I had Curry on there. I called the injury right away.
Hey, Tony, write it down. Be there.
And then after they lose game 2, it'll be Knicks in 6. And that's be there. Be there. You're down 1-0, baby.
Do you see that video of all the Knicks fans? It put me to sleep. That video that Knicks in 4 as they're up big.
You think B-Dale was out there with them just chanting?
I think he was.
Knicks in 4. Knicks in 4.
Love it.
Just keep harassing Wendy, B-Nair.
Hallie 16+ assists. Next game.
I'm gonna be on there, baby. I'll be on there, and I want you to take it back because my Curry note's on there. I want that. You said none of mine were on there. Curry injury is on there. Dr. LG said he would be back, and he wasn't.
I thought that you were gonna come at me and be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna rewrite down all your other ones from past ones."
That was funny. You called me rewriting it because I didn't know I said it on the show.
Yeah, you said it. You erased them. We were starting a new thing.
I like it for the content. I didn't know I said it though, and you caught it. That was hilarious.
By the way, too, shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. I don't know if you saw his girl. I think it was his girl at the end, but
that's why he's so clutch. I mean, that's why he gets the job done.
Listen, Ryan Clark might be a little upset with you, Tyrese, but we are not. Congrats, man. That's how you do it. That's how you get to the winner.
When does the Jamal Murray video come out? Like, can we get a Halliburton version?
What does that mean? They win the championship if we get a video like this? Is that what that means?
They're going to win the championship. They might.
I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to win the championship either. But
I do think they'll match up better with the West than the Knicks, though. I think the Knicks will get slapped.
I mean, unfortunately, I think both these teams are at a disadvantage with whoever makes it out of the West. Like, and I would assume you agree with me, but the West is it's a different animal, those two teams compared to the Knicks and the Pacers. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I do like the Pacers to
OKC
get
is
out.
basically Indiana already, just on steroids.
They're
play the
way
same
better.
way.
They're way better defensively, though.
Yeah, and I mean they're way better on offense too. Even though the scores, they might not score as many points or something. I don't even know. They might score as many points, but
yeah, I'm not sure on that. The Pacers' pace though is definitely, they do just try and
you
run
can't guard
as
them.
much
I
as
know
possible.
that.
No, definitely. Well, if there's a team that could though, I would say it's
How do I
OKC.
hate on JSU? Who have I been on the whole playoffs? I love when
The
people
Knicks.
turn on me this quick.
The Knicks.
Like, what do you mean? I've been on them the whole playoffs.
No, Big T bet the Knicks against the Pistons. Big T bet the Knicks against the Celtics. Big
And then
T
I get off of one series, and then all of a sudden I'm never on them.
On the Pacers, I think, this series. But yeah, he bet him last series. What do you want? I mean, seriously, what do you want though? Like, you want the guy? He bet him. They were like plus 400 against, or 500 against the Celtics. Like, what? I don't know what they want. They want you to ride their team all the way through, Tony.
Just ride them.
That's it. That's what they want. So, and by the way, why wouldn't you just get on me? I haven't been on the Knicks all playoffs. Like, if there's anyone to get on, it would be me. You could say fuck JSU, and not the guy who's been on the Knicks for most of the playoffs. By the way, B-Nair, the coffee's going down smooth. Got no issues with the coffee, so we're golden right now.
Today's the last freaking day of school. We got problems in the Niehaus house. Kids are going to be back.
Oh boy.
Numbers brutal.
What's the date today? May 22nd. That seems early. Why do you guys get out so early over there?
I don't know if it's early. They go back freaking early August now. There's only like 2 months of summer these days.
Oh, do they go back early August? Okay, so that's why. That makes sense then. Because I was gonna say, like, here, I'm pretty sure kids get out in like middle of June or late June.
You gotta be
wrong. Dude, I'm telling you, like, I'm talking. No, I'm talking like the 20th. I mean, I
never get out June 20th.
Okay, if anyone has kids and they live in Massachusetts, when do you guys get out of school? 20th. When do you guys get out of school?
This guy says late June in New York.
And it's the same shit, like New York, Mass.
Late June? When do they go back? Okay, when do they go back in June?
Like the end of August, I think they go back. My kids get out June 16th. Where do you live, Jamie?
When do they go back, though? So did they go back late August?
Oh, Jay says June 20th.
September.
June 20th. Dude, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I remember it when I was a kid. I was getting out. I was getting out that late.
He said they go back in September, though. Why is it not just, come on, Trump, talk to Trump. It should be the same everywhere. Like, it should be the same.
It's not, though. It's crazy, the difference. And it's the states. Well, it will be the states now.
Everybody
right?
says September. So everybody's time, maybe my timeline's different here. Everybody says mid-June to September.
Yeah. I don't know the
last day is today.
He's in Cali. Some other guy was in New York. It might just be different where you are, Tony. Like in Kentucky, it might be.
I mean, Colorado's the same too.
See the South, like they're already out. Like it might.
I like going back after Labor Day. That makes sense to me. That makes sense because mine are back in. I think before. When is Labor Day? What's the?
Yeah, I feel like your kids get out too early, and the kids.
Labor Day is September 1st, so yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, it is too early. It's May. Why are they out in May? I agree. Now that I'm thinking about it, why are they out in May?
I mean, I would think.
And they missed like 14 days because there was a freaking ounce of frost on the ground.
I think like 1 week into June is like perfect. Like not late June, but like not May. Like that's crazy. But then like my brother went to Catholic school and they'd be out like after the first or second week in May. And I'd be like, this is bullshit. Like I'm in for another month and he's out like in May 12.
I do hate this poker. I hate when kids are out. I like my routines. I like going to lunch. There's no kids there. I like this stuff.
Well,
I like what I like.
You got to teach them about the lunch crew. You may bring the kids once or
Not
twice.
as fun. The crew's not as fun when you gotta and the pocketbook hurts too when you gotta pay every day.
Yeah, well,
Extra
Uncle
4
T,
people every day.
let's go, Uncle T. You can pony up once or twice when the kids come down.
Sam knows 1 inch of snow. So I my whole life I was in Colorado. It had to be a foot of snow to get out. Come to Kentucky, literally an inch and you're out.
That's like Massachusetts. There had to be like ice or like a foot of snow or something. Like had to be. Big T uses pocketbook.
Pocketbook's gonna be lighter this summer. I know that.
Yeah, school's crazy. All right, I knew it though. I knew you guys were like. It's just where you live. Certain areas, most schools are out here. And, yeah,
I mean that's a full month difference.
And then most schools are out already.
The middle of the country must all be out, and like the east and the west maybe is different.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it. Certain things with those states are very, very similar in a lot of ways that connect the dots, and you can figure out why stuff sucks here compared to the South. But that's all right. We'll get out of that and into this game here, game 2, Tony, unless you want to talk more about your woes as a father and having to deal with your kids for more hours of the day.
It's gonna be a rough summer.
Why don't you get them into like golf camp or something?
They
like,
do stuff like that. You got to take them there. There's a lot more responsibility with stuff.
Yeah, but like camps, you just drop them off and you pick them up. Like, and isn't that how camps are?
You still gotta go. And a lot of the camps these days are like not full day anymore. They'll like do it like 10 to 1 or 2 or
What's
something.
the point of a camp? The whole point of a camp was, at least when I was a kid, I mean, my dad would
walking uphill in the snow.
My dad would work from like 6 a.m. to like 5 or 6. So like you find a window, you drop them off, and then you're there like all day until like 5 or 6. Like you're there, as early as possible, and you're there until like the end, which is like 5 or 6. Like that's not how camps are anymore.
I mean, I'm sure there's some of them like that for sure.
Bullshit.
Take him to the peaks. We'll go to the peaks, Joe Ruff. We go to the peaks all the time. You got to let the boy watch. I don't know if he notices them yet. I don't know.
I don't know what this means. I grinds my gears segment. I don't know. You can make it a segment if you want. The JSU grind my gears segment. I don't know. Never know. I like making up new segments. Could do something like that. All right. Yeah, DFS camp, Tony. Teach them DFS. You can do that.
Because they already have this new, like Grayson has this app. I forget what it is. Someone in the chat's going to know for sure, but it's basically like the DraftKings Sportsbook app that we use, but it's for like play tokens or something. And all of his buddies use it, and he's obsessed with it. He'll be like, well, I got the Knicks plus 1.3x tonight. And instead of parlays, they call them something else. There's a different word on there, but in all intent, they can do props, everything. It's literally, I bet someone in here is going to know, but all the kids around here do it. And like him and his friends talk about how many units they got and stuff. It's funny. I forget what it's called though.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's literally the same as everything though. Like he's like, oh, I got ant assist tonight over 2.5.
So they're teaching kids to sports gamble in school?
Yeah, definitely.
That's amazing.
He's like, I got 48,000 units on the OKC tonight.
48,000 units.
I'm telling you, I wish I remembered what the watch this. Sports.
That's crazy. I've never heard this before. That's got to be another thing that's down south, unless someone's going to tell me otherwise. No way that's happening over here.
What the damn name is? Someone in the chat's got to know.
Yeah, even that's electric. That's crazy.
I mean, it is good when he comes in talking about it. Even like MMA, it literally has everything. I think they stole like the layout of DraftKings and just changed it from money to units.
That's it. That's all they did. Oh well, Grayson's going to be talking MMA with you. See, some things you'll be happy about. Yeah, that's what you want. Get your kids into sports. You want them to root with you.
The way.
You got to teach them the way of winners. Beanair is just so upset right now that Halliburton and company owned his team.
I mean, he got whooped. You're down 1-0, Beanair. You're going home after this series. It was a fun year,
literally were up 14, Beanair. Blame your own shitty team. Don't put it on Halliburton.
It was a fun year. They had a good ride. I mean, you made the Eastern Conference Finals.
Jimmy, don't remind me. So it's just some of the worst weekends ever are when we get towards the summer and there's no MMA. Like you can't. This like literally the worst thing ever is when we get into the weekends of summer and there's no MMA.
Yeah.
He's telling the name of the app. Yeah, I wish I had an app like that when I was a kid.
I mean,
talking about gambling.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's enough of that. Now that I learned something new, let's get into this game here, Tony. Another game in OKC. Wolves. What are we at? Are they still 7.5 here tonight? What are
last
they?
I looked, it was, but let's see.
Pulling up the old DK app here.
Still.
Yep. All right. So OKC 7.5 point favorites, minus 290 on the money line. T Wolves plus 235.
Series price up to minus 650 too.
Minus 650. Yeah. Are they? They moved down a little, plus 950 to win the finals. So they were plus 1,000. That's interesting. But either way, I do just think though that kind of shows you whoever comes out of the West is like the team that's going to be favored heavily to probably win. So whoever ends up winning the series will be the heavy favorites over the East. But what are we doing here, Tony? We got a blowout last game. It was close in the first half, and then the second half it just blew out. I saw Anthony Edwards. He got fined $50,000 for saying the word fuck, just bullshit. But either way, he did say in that presser after he only took like, I forget if it was 10 or 13 shots or whatever it was, and he's like, damn, I got to shoot more. And I was like, yes, you do have to be more aggressive. You gotta be more aggressive here. So I would expect an aggressive Ant coming out tonight, but he's also going to have to deal with the peskiness of Caruso and all these guys defending him. So what are we doing from a fantasy perspective with these guys and the price gaps between Ant's the second highest captain right now at, what is he, 17.7, the captain price. SGA is 18.6. What are you doing with those two guys?
I was a little disappointed with Ant as far as keeping his emotions in control last game too. I thought he lost it a few times where he got the tech. He was super frustrated, which I understand from watching the Nuggets series. Like I said, it's frustrating, but you cannot lose your cool or you're really drawing dead. You gotta keep it going. And I thought he lost it. I think he's in trouble this series. I do, and it's one of the reasons I just think OKC is going to handle him in 5. I just don't. It's a really tough matchup for Ant. They're sagging guys in the paint. It's going to come down to these other guys. I know we said it, and the only problem with doing these shows every day when we get down to 2 series is it's just so redundant, like how we're going to think about stuff. It just feels like we say the same stuff. But this series is literally, to me at least, going to come down to these 4 guys right here and Jaden just making shots. Like, can they make open shots? Minnesota can hang around if they do. If they miss shots, though, I don't see how Ant can score on this defense. There's too much help, and there's too much just hand checking, holding, all that nonsense out front. So I actually don't think it comes down to Ant as much as other people. I know I heard Chuck and these guys on the show, which I love that. I can't believe it's coming to an end. But talking about Ant needs to shoot more. And I actually liked how Draymond on there last night was like, I think he needs to get more people involved. And it sounds crazy because he didn't shoot a ton, but he just has to have these guys. First half, Randall made all his shots. They were winning. Second half, no one made any shots, and they got blown out. I literally think it comes down to Nas, Dante, the three bench guys all making shots. First game, none of them had more than 21 fantasy points. They all played pretty good minutes too, 28, 23, 28, or 30, I guess Dante played. But I don't know. I think it's that simple. So for me, just like game one, clearly SGA for me at the top, not even close, like way, way above Ant for me at least.
Yeah. So maybe we take advantage of it, and maybe it's something like the way they're playing them. We look at like from a betting angle too, like an assist prop or something for Ant, because I kind of like the angle of
what is number?
So it's set at I think 5.5 is the So his assist number is, let's see here. I think it's 5.5.
I'm gonna text the Gambly and ask what the assist prop is.
Yep, it's 4.5 minus 154. So juiced heavily to the over. His 10 plus assists is plus 1,000 here. So text Gambly and whip up a nice parlay with Ant double. What is his double? His doubles plus 255. Kind of like that. I kind of like the angle though, of the assists and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, either way though, he still has to be better. But I like what you're saying about these.
Is it only so over 5.5 is only plus 120? I love that.
Yeah,
I like that way. So that's always me with juice, and I've done better sports betting the last 3 or 4 years than I ever have in my life. It's because I just don't lay juice that often. Like if you can lay minus 154 at 4.5, or just take the plus 120 for one more, I'm just always taking the plus 120 in that case. I'm just not laying that much juice for one assist.
And to go with those, like if that's happening, you're probably gonna like some of these guys. I know you love threes, right? You're probably gonna like some of these guys over on threes. So
partly those things. Like, so over 10 assists is 10 to 1. I like these assists with these threes. I like that.
Yeah. So you got Nas, he's minus 150 for 2 threes. You got minus 140 for 2. I kind of like the Jaden McDaniels plus 145 for 2 threes. I feel like that's decent, the plus 145 number. So you got guys that you can kind of pair with these guys, or maybe take like an aggressive angle on just one and go to like 3 or 4.
I think I like the aggressive on one. I just have got burned like playing 2 or 3 guys, because you just need like too much. You need like a full-blown fire show out there. It's like, and so many times you'll hit like 2 or 3 of them, but then you'll lose the one. They just can't all make shots. So I like just going crazy on one. I think it's Nas, man. Like, it's got to be Nas. It's got to be. He's got to make shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's Nas or Nah. It's one of those two guys, because I do think
freaking Nas, Rudy can't play. If it's not Nas, they're going to get beat by 30 again. Like, it has to be Nas. If Nas doesn't play good, they're getting blown out. If he does play good, they have a chance to win, though.
So Nas's 3+ is plus 200.
God, so they know he's going to make shots, because he's getting wide open shots. Just stand there and make shots.
Because they're pretty much saying, we're not going to let Ant beat us. We are going to make those guys beat us for a whole series.
I don't blame them either, because these dudes been throwing up paint peelers.
Yeah, for sure. So that's where you gotta go. I don't mind the Nas look. I think Jaden McDaniels is sneaky too.
Or just do like a round robin in a way. Do like Ant, each one with just one. Like do Nas with Ant, do Dante's with Ant, do Nas's with Ant. Do 4 different ones for like, instead of putting them all kind of lumped together. And then if you hit 2 or 3 of them, you make a lot. Yeah,
Nah was like 0 for 9, but again, it's just the looks that he's getting and stuff like that. And they're making it
off too. Like, man.
Well, they're making it hard though to get into the paint. So like Nah likes 2 things. He likes to shoot threes and he likes to get inside for that little floater that he does. Those are like his two shots, Tony. It's like one or the other. And they're making it really hard.
I think your Wolves are in big trouble. The more I'm talking it through, the first game, when we first did the show, I was with you on Minnesota. It's just funny how it swings because I really thought I was going to be on Minnesota. And the more I thought about it, the more I liked OKC. And the more I'm looking at this roster, the more I'm liking OKC again. It's just, man, this roster's tough.
Well, again, that's why we're saying, like, we need Dante, Nas, we need like two of them to be good.
To play really good.
Is really what you need. So do you make that like a rule in Showdown? Do you want two of those guys?
I mean, you're going to need them anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to get them naturally just from the way it sets up because I'm not going to play Rudy. I'm not really going to play Conley. And the OKC guys are cheaper. So I'm just naturally going to get – like Nas is going to hit so many of my builds because you need one mid-range guy. So it's going to be Jaden and Nas. And I actually like the mid – like if you looked at the Thunder – you got, I'm not going to like Hartenstein. We already talked about it. Hartenstein and Rudy, it's not really their series. Caruso's getting a little more expensive. I mean, Caruso's the same range as Nas. Like, Nas just has so much more upside than Caruso, even though I love Caruso. So I'm going to get a lot. But, yeah, you could. I still think it helps you to set rules like that, even though it groups you out sometimes. I like it because just say you group that. I want two of Nas, Dante, Na on all my teams. Even though you'll get it most of them anyways, if you do that and just say two of them just crush, you're so much ahead of the curve because you're still going to have the studs. Everything's going to – all of a sudden then you only need one piece to hit rather than six pieces or whatever, whatever you associate with it. So, yeah.
So I think I'm going to add Case and Wallace to me is the other, like, by far best cheapie. They still haven't priced him up.
Finally bumped him a tiny bit, but yeah.
They still haven't priced him up enough, though, for the minutes that he's playing. And what you said, which was like, they're not really playing Jalen with a Y, right? They're not really playing him. And Lou Dort's minutes in the playoffs naturally have been kind of pulled back. And just look at it, the last three games. And I can see why. 27, 29, 33 minutes in the last three games. Like, that's really good. And he's been playing really good. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to add him to that three group that you were talking about just because he's a major piece. I agree with you on Rudy. It's Nas over Rudy and Hartenstein. I'm still going to say it, like, Jaden McDaniels, he's going to have some bad games because of the defensive coverage and stuff like that. He will also have some games where, though, you're just going to need him because he's solid. So I'm going to keep him in the pool. They lowered Chet's price, and everyone knows how I feel about Chet. He got lowered $400. I'm going to like Chet here. He's $8,200. Really bad first half. Only played 26 minutes. Crushed in the second half. And if he gets full run, Tony, if it's not a blowout and Chet gets full run, which I don't know if you're going to play any blowout angles. I would assume if you did, it's more on the OKC side. But let's just
definitely
say,
on the OKC side.
But let's just say, for just the sake of argument, that Minnesota covers, right? Let's just say they cover the 7.5, right? Chet goes from 26 minutes to 33-ish minutes, right? Somewhere around there. I mean, he's going to crush this price tag, I think, if he plays an extra 7 to 8 minutes and doesn't have a horrible full half of run like he did last game. So he's going to be my favorite in this range over J-Dub, over Randall. I know J-Dub was amazing last game. We got to talk about him. Like, what are you doing with him and Randall?
We call him Dub. We talked about this. Dub. We got to
call him Dub. Told you. I call him J-Dub. J-Dub. Dub is stupid. It sounds stupid. J-Dub is way better.
His minutes are just so much nicer than Chet's is the only issue. Like, his minutes are
he's going to play more. Secure. He's going to play more.
So much more secure. He doesn't get played off the court as much as Chet either. Chet sometimes, because he's so skinny.
I don't even know if it's played off the court with Chet. I think they're just, like, kind of careful with his minutes because he was coming off of that injury. And wasn't he injured like his whole first year as a rookie? Like,
He weighs 85 pounds. He probably is going to be injured forever. He needs some meat.
I mean, dude, for a guy like him, it's going to take a few years. Like Giannis and all these guys, it took years for them to get like fucking bulk. You know what I mean? Some size. Like it's going to take another couple years for Chet. Like just because of how much he, how skinny he fucking is and how tall he is. But he will eventually. He'll get there. But yeah, I get it. The minutes upside is there, but there's still price gap. It's 1,400. So like you're just going to go J-Dub over or Dub.
I mean, I'm just going to like all three of those guys. I don't know if they can all three get there at once, but that could be another rule.
They can in a blowout.
I definitely want two of the three for sure. I definitely want. It's going to be near impossible for me not to play SGA. But if I didn't, I would definitely want J-Dub and Chet. I would definitely. So two of the three I probably do want on all my teams because on the T-Wolves, I really don't need Ant and Randall. I don't need both.
No.
But I mean, I'm fine if I get them both. I'm not saying I don't want both, but I don't need both. But I want one. So, man, now you're just getting offensive, Spencer. Stop talking about Jordan's finals competition. You can't talk about MJ's finals teams he played. Stop it. Landa's in there talking about competition. Where's Greg Ostertag out on the court these days?
Looking like prime Greg Ostertag.
Where's Greg Ostertag playing tonight? Is he on the court?
Oh, God. Are we going to really do – so we're just going to pick holes with every error? Where like every error would just
the error argument's stupid because I agree with what you say. Like they would have adjusted and been better these days.
If there was no Michael Jordan, you could make arguments that everyone after him wouldn't be as good. That's all I'm going to say. Like Kobe wouldn't have been.
NBA might not even exist if it wasn't for Jordan. It was a bad time. Well, if it wasn't for Magic and Bird, it wouldn't have existed. But.
Right, exactly. And that's my point. Like Jordan was probably pushed by Magic and Bird to be like better, like it's the whole thing. Like, I still think that MJ is the greatest player ever, but like, I think that also because I don't know if these guys after him would be as great without someone like him that they all looked up to. Because even LeBron, as much as he wants to be the greatest player ever, he still looked up to Jordan as the guy. They all talk about it too. Like when they did that 50th anniversary thing and Jordan walked in the room and everyone was like, oh shit. He was like the one guy that stuck out and stuff like that. And you could tell he knew it. Everyone knew it. He was the man. Like, I don't think it would be the same without Jordan. Like, so picking the error shit is just stupid to me because it's changed, but I think it would be so different.
What annoys me more than the Jordan stuff though was when they talk about these old bigs like Wilt. These dudes were playing against me in the post. Get out of here.
Again, though, Wilt would have been so different now. Like Wilt would have been he would have been a different player, dude. I'm telling you, like with the way bigs extend and shoot now, and you know what I mean? Like it's just a completely how many times do you seen these bigs come in and they don't have a shot anymore? Like now they look at Chet, he's massive, he is skinny, but like he can shoot. Like he can stroke from the 3-point range. Like it's just a completely different thing. Imagine them guarding Chet out on the perimeter. Greg Ostertag. Imagine him guarding Chet.
You don't have to sell me on the modern era.
But again, even Ostertag, I think he'd be different. He'd be a classic white dude who would.
Some people would definitely not still be in the NBA. He's one of them. You can make a case for a lot of the guys. Greg Ostertag, it would not be in the NBA today.
Let's see here. Well, yeah, because Jokic went against Zubac, Hartenstein. What do you mean? Zubac's good. Why are we shitting on Zubac? I mean, Zubac's pretty fucking good. Have we watched this year? Zubac's taken his game to a different level this year.
If you don't think this is the most skilled era ever, then I mean, there's no reason to even have more of a conversation.
I actually have this. I actually have a better debate. So look at the third and fourth guys now on every team. The Andrew Nemhards, the Aaron Nesmiths, all these guys that are not the first, second, third guys on their teams. They're so much better now, so much more skilled now, Tony, than the third, fourth, and fifth guys from back then. Am I wrong?
No, I mean Luke Longley would have crushed these days.
Thank you for making my point. Like nowadays, even
the
the
Flying
fourth
Dutchman,
and fifth
Rick
guys,
Smiths, the Flying Dutchman would have crushed.
Hey, Rick Smiths, he had some game. He had a little game. They love Rick Smiths. I don't know. I just think it's just silly. Like we're talking about it, like the players that aren't even the superstars are not like wildly talented. That's why in the days of NBA DFS, when a star is out and these like others have to play up, we see Peyton Pritchard triple doubles, Tony. We see Andrew Nembhard drop 30. You know what I mean? We see all these things. How is it not the most talented error when we see these things, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, these are some of the arguments that aren't even like, I can't even dignify with the response. Like, if you don't think it's the most talent, then there's just nothing else to say.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Yeah, I agree.
You can see it even at
that.
the kids' levels. Like, I told this story, but like, I literally have a tape of when I was in fourth grade somehow. It was the championship of some just rec league thing. When I was in fourth grade, my mom brought it. And my son's in fourth grade right now, and I'm like, this will be fun to watch it. I was so horrendous. It is literally, he would have literally just destroyed me. He would have embarrassed me. I like in my head, I mean, I knew the game's better now, and he's playing 100 games. I probably played 12 games. So there's a big difference. But, man, I absolutely stunk compared to him.
God. My older brother would have owned your ass in fourth grade. I can tell you that right now. He would have owned Big T's ass.
You won't be as impressed as you think. Pull the tape of the old days.
No, I'll pull the tape of my brother. I'll pull the tape. He was good. He
won't
was
be
good.
as impressive as you think. Trust me.
Maybe not. Maybe not anymore. But
not as good as you remember it. All the tapes you pull from the past are not as. Pull Jordan's.
No, all I said was he
Jordan's
would own,
tape from the
all
finals.
I said was he would own.
It won't be as impressive.
Ass. That's all I said. He would own your big ass in fourth grade. That's it. Shout out to my brother. He watches these shows, by the way. He sits in silence. He doesn't say anything, but this is my older brother too, the one that's like your age. So you guys played him like the same at the same time, pretty much. So well, you're not 40. He's a little older than you. He's like 40, 42, 43. But yeah, he watches these shows though. So I gotta throw him out there, throw him a bone real quick. All right. The other thing we definitely need to talk about here is the cheapies, because Kenrich played, you know, I assume we think he's going to play again. I assume he's going to be pretty chalky too, because he's 1,200. And then the other guy who played was Clark, who's still 1,000. He only played 6 minutes. Kenrich played, I think, 12. I don't know if he's necessarily guaranteed to play.
Played the least amount of minutes, 13, 13, 10. At least that's what my thing says.
Who?
Kenrich.
How many minutes did he play?
10.
Oh, 10. Yeah, 10. You're right. 10. So, but either way, do we think that those minutes stick for those guys? Do we think it was game one? These teams kind of spreading it out a little bit more, testing shit. Like, what do we think?
I mean, I think that you got to flip these minutes, because I think there's a lot more variance in these minutes than other people will think. So everyone is going to want to play Kenrich and Isaiah Joe, just because of the first game where Isaiah Joe went 19 in 13 minutes. Kenrich went 12.25 in 10 minutes. And then Wiggins, our boy, it just sucks because I keep falling on this freaking guy. But he played the same amount of minutes. And these prices are basically the same. So, I mean, I'm just curious where the projections are going to shake out after game one. Will Wiggins actually be lower projected? Basically, what I want to do, I want to just lean into the variance, and whoever's projected the least, I kind of want to go in on. Kenrich has to be the highest owned, though, with the way he played the first game, and he's 1,200. I just think he has to be. So, let me pull up Sabre. I never trust these morning projections, but how does it have a two game thing up on my screen?
They have a 2-game slate, really?
So the projections on here still have Wiggins a decent amount higher.
I mean, he still played more minutes at the end of the day. He got 13.
Yeah, so if Wiggins' projection is way bigger than Joe and Kenrich, that just means his ownership's going to be too, because it's what people do. They just go. So I'll just go back to game one then if it is that way. Basically what I'm saying, I'm going to go opposite of the ownership and projections. So if Wiggins is, and honestly, I don't trust Wiggins the most. So hopefully Wiggins is project, because like right now on Sabre, it's got Wiggins 13, Isaiah Joe 8, Kenrich 3. If that's actually the numbers, then yeah, I'll lean right back into Kenrich. Because they're going to play Kenrich over Jalen in this series, at least for now, unless something changes. So,
yeah, DFS Savant made a good. We don't like Gobert in this series. Yeah. Kenrich is going to play when he comes out, so kind of makes sense because he can play that like small ball.
Definitely the guys I think I could even mark it like this, but the guys that I don't want any of are like Chet, Isaiah, Jalen. I'll even put, if Wiggins is going to get projected like that, I just didn't like how he played either. Just standing out there. It's going to kill me when he goes off, but just look at across the board, though. He had this game at 24, but then 6, 9. He had a 19, 15, some of these games. There's just a lot of variance in these cheapies, like a lot of variance where it's just, I think I would rank definitely Isaiah and Kenrich ahead of Wiggins, though, tonight. If the projections, and Kaysen, like you said, Kaysen's just infinitely safer than those guys.
Yeah, like Conley, Dort, I'm not going to like. I'd like Kaysen more. Wiggins, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Like, I want to see how it shakes out. I feel like those are low. Like Kenrich at, what did you say, 3%? Like, I think he's going to end up being higher.
Points, but same difference.
Oh, but yeah, either way, like I think he's going to be a little higher. Now, he did hit all of his shots, and like the chat saying, like,
and he got scrub time run on top of it.
Yeah, and Aaron Wiggins, he went 1 for 3, and like you said, kind of just stood out there. So I might have
gone with Wiggins a lot though, and he has not done it for me. I got to know when to quit guys. I got to quit our boy Benny Math too. Both of these guys are the same. They just stand out there. It drives me nuts. I got to quit them. I keep falling for these dudes.
Well, in the way that the Knicks were guarding, they did not care about anyone beating their man off the dribble. So like Benny Math's defender was just staying with him.
Yeah.
So like TJ would beat his guy off the dribble, and they like no one would help. So TJ would just get like layup looks as opposed to like drive and kick, right, Tony? It's like the same thing. Benny Math's man, they know he's a shooter, so they're not leaving him. So it's the way they were defending him. You know what I mean? If they were helping out on those drives more, he'd probably get more open looks, but he just got no open looks from like 3, which was annoying. He just like none. It felt like it felt like he was just standing there.
Yep, totally agree. Like it's just, yeah.
All right, so your top captain SGA. How do you rank them from SGA on? Is it Jalen Williams 2,
SGA
Ant 3? How we doing it?
I think probably I got to see how the pricing lines up. So it's hard before we run teams, but I would say Chet for sure, number 2, as far as just the prices, unless you just got to run a tester with it where if I can get an extra good guy by going to Chet, I will, but I'll still give Jalen the raw points over him. So if the raw points matters, which you're talking $1,400, you're talking a $2,100 difference in the captain. So $2,100, you're literally talking about going from Kaysen to Caruso, which honestly is pretty similar. I don't think that's that crazy, but Wiggins to nobody really. What about the Minnesota side? You're talking up to Dante type thing. I'm still putting Chet number 2, but I want to see what it gets me. And I think I still got Ant behind the I don't like
Lyman
Ant as
too.
much in this series. I thought they were killing him on Twitter too, saying he's much better versus the old heads. Did you see those pictures? How he dispenses of like LeBron and all these older dudes.
I didn't see that. No,
It was funny.
I
And
didn't
then
see
the
that.
younger guys like SGA beat up on him, and Luka last
Well,
year beat up on him.
to be fair, SGA is not like working him defensively. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing with OKC. I keep saying it, but it's just such an advantage when your best players don't have to play the other team's best players on defense.
And you could just
like,
keep running fresh bodies in. Indiana does it
right.
too.
Yeah.
They don't have
Yeah.
to guard anybody. They bring
When
fresh
does-
bodies in.
When does Hallie have to guard like the best player on the other team?
Never.
You know what I
He's
mean?
never
Like,
going to.
They've got Neesmith, Nemhard, like they've just got other guys they'll throw on him over the best player. That's a massive advantage for them. So I think for me, I get the SGA Jalen. I'm going to still play some Chet, depending on at the captain, depending on how much it gets me because he is cheaper. And I'm going to have to play some Ant. I do think that it is more a thing where I know he has to be good. So it might just be a bias on my end because it might not be the best spot. SGA's definitely got a better spot for him to crush. So I probably should just go Chet and SGA and play more Minnesota in the util. Should be more my builds because I know I'm going to have to like two of Dante Nas probably in these scenarios. So maybe I should be doing something more like that. That's probably the safer route is playing like SGA, J-Dub, and Chet in the captain, and then just rotating these Minnesota guys, I think. And it's probably where Tony's going to be, I would assume, on this slate is rotating those OKC top tier captains and then playing those Minnesota guys in the flex, like getting two of those guys in the flex and then building off of that. So yeah, I'm gonna probably have a little Ant though, just in case. But I do agree with you. It's definitely a tougher spot for him to crush, but he can do it. I mean, he's still one of the best players in the NBA. So I'm not going to just go away from him here, but could be a bias on my end. I don't know. It might be a bias here. I also have Minnesota winning, so I know I need Ant to be good, but Case and Wallace captain builds don't look bad. I just don't think the problem with Case and Wallace captain builds is I don't think you have enough like top tier crazy studs like Luka and Yoke with the massive ceilings. And I don't think he has a massive ceiling either to need it, right? Like Aaron Neesmith went for a crazy number and was still not the captain winner, so it's like it's really tough for those guys, those cheap guys, to win in the captain, right, Tony? Like, what does Case and Wallace have to put up to be a captain winner on this slate? 30?
I mean,
20,
30,
28?
I don't know. It all depends on the scoring, but I mean, he played great last game and only had 18. He's played great a few games and had low 20s. I love Kaysen, but it's more for security than anything.
He can play amazing, and you'll be like, oh, he played great. And then you look and he's got 21 fantasy points. And you're like, I mean, that's great. He's 3,400.
I will say, though, the best part about Showdown in all sports is you just have so many ways that you can attack a slate. Like, it's just so much funner where, like a main slate, you just don't have options.
This is the argument, though. Like, Campaign almost did, and he had 14, but he didn't. Like, I can name you how many slates where there was a cheap guy that went off, but at the end of the day, he still was not the win. I see it constantly.
I mean, yeah, 14 in the captain, but he only had 9.75. But yeah, in the captain.
Yeah, my point is more, these guys get close, and can it happen?
And when you're wrong about these guys, you don't cash. When you're wrong the other direction, you still cash stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Like when you play that captain, when you play friggin' Kaysen Wallace captain, and he gets you a 8.75 game, like game 3 versus the Nuggets, you're just not doing anything. Like you're not anything.
Especially in large field. Like I know in smaller fields or like head to heads and stuff.
Cash, I think it's good in cash in a way.
Yeah, I know people will do it in cash because they want their floor higher, right? So they want all guys with safer floors in the rest of their spots, so they'll do this. But in a large field tournament, it's just really it's much harder to hit, in my opinion. Like you still got to hit them, and it's much harder to hit. Yeah, Rubio is definitely slamming Case and Wallace. Like guaranteed, Rubio will play some Case and Wallace captain tonight. Will not be shocked for the Case and Wallace captain builds from Rubio. But all right, so that is that game, Tony. We did it, broke it down. I think we kind of gave people at least a good look into what we're doing. Obviously, we'll have more of the exact content up for Showdown later tonight over at rumpiersports.com. Check us out, RPS15, still the promo code 15% off. If you want to come hang out with us, get in the Discord, come chat sports with us all throughout the day. Final thoughts, Tony, on this game, and which side are you going to be on tonight? Are you going to be on the OKC covers or on the Minnesota cover side?
Yeah, I'm definitely on OKC. The whole series, I'm not going to be on. I'm not going to be on Minnesota. I think they got a lot of problems. I think they'll win one game when all their role players shoot good and play good. I don't know if it'll be tonight, but I think the Thunder, I think they might win by 25 again.
Oaktown Sports. Don't give me the points. Give me the money line. Give me that plus 235 right now on the ML, Mr. Moneyline. Love that. We're going for it tonight. We're going to get it done. Ant's going to get it done one time. He's going to be great. I'm betting that assist prop too. That's a good assist prop. I love the 6 at the plus money, and then you can bet the 10 at 10-1 here. I do like that look, and probably pair it with one or two of those 3-point guys.
Yeah, that's how I want to bet Minnesota more than just taking Minnesota, because the shitty part about going against OKC, that Minnesota played a really good first half. Randall was hot. They played good defense. It's same thing happened to Denver. OKC just goes on these runs where they just crush your soul. They just go on like 20-0 runs, and you're like, we were just winning, and now we're down 20. It's painful. I like those props. I'm going to get it through those props.
It happened in OKC's last 2 games against the Nuggets and against the Timberwolves. Like the end of that first half against the Nuggets into the second half, and then in the second half against Minnesota, where you're just like, holy shit, what just happened? They create like how many turnovers, and they just score off those turnovers.
And their crowd's insane too, so it's even tougher when you're on the road. Their crowd is just nuts.
Way tougher. Yeah, way tougher. So I gotta ask Gambly to get me a slip for this. So Ant for 10 assists, Nas to hit 3 threes, and Jaden McDaniels 2 threes is 50-1. And you can get 66-1, just over that with the boost over on DK Sportsbook. They've got a 33% boost. So if you want a little boost, if you want to go safer, you can just do like the 6 that Tony was talking about at plus 120. You can get 11-1 with the boost, 14.5-1 if you want to be a little safer with that. But I like that. I'm gonna have Gambly set me up a parlay.
Yeah. Did you see this SGA stat on one of those shows last night? Maybe TNT, or I can't remember where I saw it. But so SGA's free throws so far this year in the playoffs, I think he averages like 9 or 10 a game, 9 or 10 a game free throws. Where does that rank playoff history? Because I thought this was hilarious.
Playoff history?
Yeah. Playoff history, like top 10, top 20. Like, I mean, there's been a lot of foul baiters over the history.
I was going to say there's been a lot, and that doesn't
there's been a lot of fouls. So where do you think he ranks? Like top 10,
30?
top 20, number 1, 40?
Top 30?
That's what you think, top 30?
Yeah. I don't know.
He says 9th. He not in the top 400. That blew my mind.
I believe that, though.
People shoot more free throws?
I believe that, though. Like, that's – and it feels like to me his free throw attempts in the playoffs have come way down. It just
Yeah.
feels that way to me, even though he does still get calls.
I couldn't believe it though. Like I could not believe it. I thought it was going to be the other way, and they were going to say like number one, and it was going to surprise. Because in my head, I was like maybe 40, 50th or something, kind of like where you were, and I was like, I think it's going to surprise me and say number one. It was the other way though. I was surprised, and they're like 400. I'm like, that many people?
That's definitely crazy. That's pretty fucking wild.
And he's still shooting 10 free throws a game. You mean to tell me 400 plus people have shot more than 10 free throws a game?
I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of foul, like you said, a lot of foul baiters. And remember too, back in the day when the 3-point line wasn't as prevalent and they were really just going at it and
Going in, just trying to draw. I don't know how far back that stat goes. I mean, maybe it goes back that far.
By the way, did you see the 91%? This was last night. 91% of the bets and 96% of the money is on Karl Anthony Towns under 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists for game one. Whenever they post stuff like this,
I never trust those things, but yeah.
I'm telling you though, the other side has to hit at like a 75% rate when they post stuff like this. Like it's gotta
put it, because there's no way people bet unders anyways. People don't bet unders. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe that stat, DraftKings or whoever posted it.
That was DK Sportsbook.
I refuse to believe it, DraftKings Sportsbook. I refuse it. People hate betting unders.
I will say this too. Normally, I feel like when they post, it's normally overs. They normally are posting
because people bet overs. How many times do your brothers like, oh, I love the under tonight? They never do that.
No, they hate unders, right?
Of course they do. The people don't bet unders.
This is why, though, because no one likes rooting on an under. Think about it. When are you at the TV and you're like,
funny thing is, I've always been an under better. Like I have my entire life, even before DFS, I was always an under better. I like to be winning the whole game until I lose. I'm the opposite thinker.
You're the opposite thinker of the normal, where it's like, no, I want to root them, because once you like get
unders in WNBA are great.
Unders in WNBA. Once you get, like, you can always root for it to go over, but once they get over on an under, you're dead. You know what I mean? So then you're just done. So you can always until the end. That's how people in their head think. Though, honestly, it's the craziest thing ever. It's like, but I do agree. It's surprising it wasn't under. It's just funny. Like he smashed he smashed after posted this. So I've been smashing overs in WNBA. You would be smashing overs in WNBA DFS. I can see you betting the WNBA. By the way, did you see that girl asking for players to not support them by going to watch WNBA games, but actually go and watch her hoop? Did you see that?
No.
It was like the chick who dated Darren Waller, whatever her name was. It's like, she's like, when people go see Devin Booker play, do they go say, I'm going to go support Devin Booker, or do they go say, I'm going to go watch Devin Booker hoop? It's like, there's a reason why people say they're going to support y'all as opposed to watching you hoop. I could go watch a high school game and I could see boys go friggin' hoop, and
I don't think I've ever said I'm going to support. Maybe I have in like high school and stuff. Like I'm going to go support my family. Maybe I've said that, but I usually say I'm going to go watch a game.
You never like stayed for like the girls' high school game?
Never. I've never watched a girls' game in my life.
So I remember my coach used to tell us after the games, hey, go support the girls. Go to the game.
How do the girls play after you?
No, they don't play after. They played like a different day, and he'd tell us like after practice or whatever, he'd be like, go support the girls, go to the game tonight as a team and stuff. He would tell us that, like, go support them and stuff like that, because they would go to our games. So he would tell us like, go to their games and stuff like that. So I just thought it was funny.
Caitlin Clark. She was the first girl I've ever watched, Caitlin Clark. So yeah,
she's the first girl that I've ever thought about watching. I still have.
She's good, and that UConn girl's good. A few of these new girls are good.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, if they get it to where like there's multiple girls that are really, dude, I saw that stat. Caitlin Clark already broke a record, a 20-point, 10 assist record. Apparently, she broke it. She's already got like 9 or 10 of them, and she beat girls that have been playing playing like 450 games or something like that. She beat like Diana Taurasi and whoever else was on there's record and stuff. And I'm just like, do you see the difference? Like she just has to be way better than everyone before her, like everyone, if she's already breaking records like that. It's just insane. JSU seems like a direct dude. She was the only basketball girl before Caitlin Clark that I actually knew. Diana Taurasi. She could hoop. I'll give it to her. She could hoop back in the day, but it just shows you the difference. Like this girl comes in and she's just way better than all these other girls before. It's crazy. Hopefully they get more though, Tony. Hopefully this is like the
one girl that's won 3. I don't even know her name, but the one that's won 3 MVPs has got to be good too.
I don't know who you're talking.
Won the last 3 MVPs. She's got to be the best right now.
Well, she ain't winning this year. This year, if it's not Caitlin Clark, there should be riots because she's definitely way better than everyone in the league. But I don't know who you're talking about, so I'm the wrong person to get into the WNBA talk.
This lady won 3 straight MVPs. Caitlin Clark's not better than her yet.
Dude, this is this craziest shit though. So I've never, and I'm on Twitter all the time. I love sports. I've never heard this girl's name, and she's won 3 MVPs.
The last 3, she's better than Caitlin right now, but yeah.
But think about that though. I've never heard of this girl's name. I never, and she's won 3 MVPs. That just tells you everything you need to know about this sport. Like, it's just no one talks about them. Like the only thing they talk about is how good Caitlin Clark is, and when they fight with the other girl, the rivalry girl, whatever her name is. When they spar. We hear about it. So
when she gets fouled and it's not even a hard foul, and then she wants to turn it into the movie 300.
Yes, and she wants to go after her and stuff like that. It's like, yo, you know what? Just let them duke it out. If they duked it out once, it'd be over, and then they'd probably just shake hands and be cool.
I think Caitlin Clark might lose the actual fight for sure. I'm on the other. If she
loses, she loses. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, Tony, if I fought someone who was 6-7 inches taller than me and much bigger than me, I might lose a lot of those fights. But after the fact,
I agree,
and you move on. You know what I mean? That's what's
going to happen when we get in there and wrestle.
Yeah, I would whoop your ass. I would literally. I'd be on your back in 10 seconds, choking your ass out. Easy, Spencer Smith. You know who to put your money on. That's all I'm going to say. So, all right, that's going to do it for the show here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do want to come hang out with us, RPS 15, get in the Discord. If not, hit the like button on the video. We appreciate the likes, the views, everything. You guys hanging out, chatting. We'll be back same time tomorrow, which is Friday. Yep, 10 a.m.-ish Eastern time. Until then, for Big T and myself, good luck in your DraftKings, DFS, and bets tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.